how do you resolve what the Bible says about homosexuality being a sin? Really struggle with the bisexuality and the idea that I'm going to hell because of who I might love or find attractive. So there are a couple of different things wrapped up in this question. First of all, let me just mention a little bit what the Bible says about being about homosexuality. Mm-hmm. Okay? Leviticus 18:22. So here's what it is. Leviticus 18:22. You shall not lie with a male as with a female. It is an abomination. Oh, no, it's with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination, which is interesting. It's interesting in a lot of ways. At first glance, it just looks like don't be gay. It's an abomination. But if you study Bible, as I did for many, 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 many years, mm-hmm. you know that no Bible verse is ever what it is just on the surface. And the first thing that pops out at me now is the fact that it's males and women, that those are different
terms entirely.
That there's a male, and which is a sex, and a woman, which is a gender. Mm. And why? What's going on there? There are a lot of things that are going on there, and there are a lot of rabbis. I don't really know about the Christian community. I'm really kind of more of an expert on the Jewish community, and there are a lot of rabbis who have come out with statements about this, a lot of different opinions that try to explain it and work around it and kind of resolve what this explicitly obviously says, which is don't do it, with what we see in the world around us, which is, heck, our gay community is on fire. We need help. And so there are a lot of ways to interpret it that kind of make it okay. Mm-hmm. None of which are perfectly satisfying for me personally, but it's getting there. You know, change happens really slowly in the Jewish Orthodox world, and it is definitely moving in that direction of that there is awareness that this needs to be addressed. Here is where I don't know about, you know, Christianity versus Judaism or other religions out there that also follow this holy book. In Judaism, we don't practice by taking the word of the Torah at face value. That is not mainly how we practice. And we have the commandments that are written in the Torah, but then we have some kind of bridge between the actual text and the way that we practice today. So it says, you know, it says like, don't wear, now I have to think of an example. I don't know. We have a lot of really weird commandments. There are a lot of really wack commandments. Anyone who's watched my Bible book reviews, my holy book reviews videos will know that there's like some really whack stuff in there. Like, you know, how to treat a slave woman that you took hostage. Like, why, you know, in what world are we going to actually do that today? I mean, I'm not planning on taking a woman hostage in any war I'm going to anytime soon, but it's still there, plain and simple, just as plain as this verse about lying with a man as a woman. If you're walking around and you find a nest of birds' eggs and you want to eat them, there's like there's some commandment about how you have to like send the mother away first in order to be able to take the eggs in a like ethical way. And it's just like, so a lot of these things are really weird and you can't just read them by themselves. So we have a lot of commentators who come in and explain how this particular verse about this weird walk where you find a nest is relevant to the practical implications in our lives. Even when we do see this very explicit, very obvious thing, do not lie with a man as you would lie with a woman, it doesn't necessarily automatically mean being gay is not allowed. There are a couple more obstacles in the way of leaping directly to that conclusion. Yeah, no, there are some interesting takes on that verse, which is one of which is, you know, it's talking about a very specific sexual act. What it's saying is you have to treat a male partner in bed differently than you would treat a woman in bed, which, you know, honestly, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't just go at it like they're the same. Think about it.
I love Jace's comment. I'm sorry.
Yes, I know. Yes, mixing fabrics is
Girl.
Yes. Yes, I saw that. That was funny. And there's
Sorry
another
about eating as well.
and another kind of workaround loophole sort of thing, which is that yes, it's talking about a very, very specific sexual act, but nowhere does it say that two men can't love each other, or that they can't live together, or that they can't have a household and children. None of those things are mentioned. And so at that point, it's up to them to resolve this one particular aspect of their sexual relationship if they have it. And then that is kind of a little bit more, we're kind of a little bit more able to live with that option. It's not perfect. It's a step. That's all. This does need a lot of work. And you're right. This is a very difficult thing to resolve within yourself.